No, I mean I've heard your voice. That's going to be convincing right there. So that to me, it's hard to believe. I think you're on the spot and being shy, but as well, I heard you used to be a ref.
Yeah, so I refed for Ring Wars Carolina. It was a battle royal, and I had to ref with Warbeard. It was definitely at the last minute, and Warbeard just kind of helped me all the way through it, and I was just like, "Oh, I kind of enjoy this." And
Uh,
like that was like the only time I was able to ref.
hey Taylor, how you doing? Thank you for joining.
Hey Taylor,
So, what got you into it? What was the attraction?
like into wrestling in general, or like
Yeah,
ring
I mean,
announcing?
even to be a ref and even an announcer, you have to have even to love the business. There's a kid in you, and it comes
Uh,
alive in the entertainment world.
Yeah, so I kind of have like the basic story. Like when I was younger, you know, I started watching wrestling. Um, Definitely looked up to John Morrison, Melina, Randy Orton. Like that was like the main people. And when I got old enough, my friend, she went to church
Mhm.
and she was like, "Hey, there's this champion here. He's a professional wrestler." And I gave him your information, and it was Cam Carter. And I messaged him, and he was like, "Hey, we got this school in Greensboro. It's called Firestar. You should, come train." And so I went to go train at Firestar, and that's how I just got started loving the industry.
Awesome, awesome. I tell you, anybody else out there got any questions right now? I actually see people jumping in, loving it already. But seen you at SOM. I actually seen you in the ring one time.
Yeah.
I seen that, man. I was there live, folks, and for a fact, that night, Family Gaming Society was doing a watch party. It's an all-adult gaming group, and they did this big watch party, and they were amazed because the crowd that night, when that happened, you got one of the biggest pops I've ever seen for a female as a announcer to going into the ring. And when you crack somebody, they just jumped up and they were going wild. And I'm like, whoa, and you actually stayed around for, I say good hour and a half after the show and spent a lot of time with the fans and that was very cool, and that was very respectful because that's what this business is about. How did that night feel? Actually standing in the ring besides being an announcer that night.
It felt really good, and I say that to say that I got into wrestling around October last year. And throughout training, I've probably had maybe 3 concussions. And it was coming to a point where I was just like, maybe I should just stick with ring announcing and, maybe not try this wrestling stuff out. And like in that moment, in that night, I was just like, I can't, I can't just ring announce. I got to have a little bit of both worlds. So it was really good. It just made me feel really good and confident about myself and tell me to keep going with training.
You kept pursuing it. That's the great thing. That shows your strength. That's love of the business right there. So that's awesome. What do you do when you're not in wrestling or out doing a show?
Okay, so when I'm not wrestling, if COVID wasn't happening, I would be doing sports announcing at school. So I'm the sports announcer at the illustrious North Carolina Central University, and I do
Oh,
baseball, volleyball, softball, pretty much all sports except for football. So I still
watch
working
out,
my
Fox
voice.
Sports. Oh man, watch out. Oh, I don't know, man. We might be seeing you summers one day. You're dipping in not just wrestling, but in sports in general. So you're a sports fan. Did you play in school?
I didn't. Wrestling was my first sport.
Wrestling. All
Yeah.
right. When'd you start that?
Oh no, I'm saying like pro wrestling was like
Oh,
my
that was
first
it.
sport.
I
Yeah.
mean, so in school, no grade school, high school, no sports.
No, no. I thought about running track and doing gymnastics, but I didn't go through with it.
And so, did you get into like drama class, home ec, that kind of
Oh,
stuff?
yeah, definitely. I was a theater kid all day, every
Oh,
day.
yes.
Took it from high school all the way up until college.
College, leading role,
No, I was like stage manager.
stage manager. So, have you ever been on the stage one in a play or?
Yes, we did Romeo and Juliet the hip hop
And who'd
remix
you
kind
play?
of. I My character was charisma. It was something that they wrote in, and I wrote a rap for
Oh,
the musical. Yeah.
oh, so we need to find some research here. We need to find this video, folks. This is in demand. Now we know about it. She just gave us a scoop. Let's make this a goal out there. I'm begging anybody, find that video. This is done at college on a stage. There's videos, there's pictures. This exists. This is going to be interesting. I'm challenging people to find this one because that'd be neat. Let's find the other side because, I know you're at School of Morton, and I know that night when you went out, our good old buddy, a friend of both of ours, Ricky Morton, he was there. He was, standing outside. And did that feel like a little pressure on his shoulder that night when you did that?
Yes, it did feel like a lot of pressure because Ricky was just pushing me the whole way through. He was just like, you got it. Just go out there and kill it. I got faith in you. So I was just like, oh my gosh. I was just like so nervous because it was like everything that I worked for, trained for, all up into that moment. It was just, I had to pull through in that moment.
Oh yeah, I mean, even the crowd there, they were really eating it up. That you were even having this little thing going on with Justin Klein. He was giving you some hassle, and you was kind of, you're biting right back. So they're loving that too. Even in the stands, me and Justin have our own little thing going on in social media. It's all in fun, but you know what? They love watching that side of you. It was amazing to see the pop, and and as you said, you came into this early. This is not far into your training, and you went out for the first time, and for a first time stepping into a ring, it was amazing, just hands down. Like, and I guarantee Rick gave her a hug when she went backstage. I guarantee he told her a lot. Did he not?
Yes, he did. He definitely did.
Then what? Is
It,
there anything you can share? Was there anything that he said you're like, wow?
I guess the thing that surprised me the most, it was just like, I guess there were like people, like nobody, really suspected it was going to happen. So like everyone backstage was like, "Oh my gosh, she's doing it! The ring announcer!" Like it wasn't just like a fan thing. It was just like everyone was like rooting for me, I guess, in that moment, and it was just like I've never heard anything like that before.
Oh, oh, look at here, Miss Tiffany Yance. We miss you.
Oh, I miss y'all too. I can't wait for the show to start back
Oh,
up.
this is charisma. You got that correct. Uh oh. Speak of the devil. Speak of the devil. The first thing I hear of being nervous about Ricky Morton being there. Hello, I was there. And
Ugh.
yes, we love her though. I tell you what, you are well loved. I don't know why Jessica will give you a little bit of flack. I mean, look at there, because you know what, we loved it when Ricky did finally get a little flip for the good fans there. Some justice was done at that moment. So, we like getting him all hot and puffed up there. Don't get too swollen there, Mister Klein. We'll
He makes
start.
my job so hard. He makes my job
Oh,
so hard.
you know what? Maybe we'll a gift from Family Game of Society. We've got these special pictures of him. He has this cool white fluffy marshmallow kind of thing going on. What is that? Oh, a Doughboy picture. That's what it is. Oh yes. So we can always
Oh boy.
we can hand you some of those, and I'm hoping one day my dream will come true, and Justin Klein will sign my Doughboy picture and give me an autograph from my wall behind my show when we move to our permanent studio in Cleveland, Ohio. I'll have
Yeah,
something in memory you by Justin.
I kind of want to keep my job, so I'm gonna have to decline the picture before he fires me.
Oh no, we have a connection with Rick. We see all these people on here. I tell you what, they'd all just jump on your side. They ain't gonna let you go nowhere. They love you to death. Change the subject, Charisma. We got a
Okay,
subject
changing
here
the
for you,
subject.
buddy. Oh, here it is. Doughboy's just a space in the room. He always has a little thing with the audience. I think it's funny. They have this little thing. It's happened a few times on here. They'll start battling, and I'm going, all right, I am here. So besides that, with the virus and everything, how are you actually yourself? Is it kind of scary going on the road sometimes? Being out there.
Yes, it's definitely scary. I try to wear my mask at all time. I keep Germex with me, and I fist bump everybody that I see
All right,
respectfully, and that's about as much as I can do. Because technically, I would go and hug people, but I
all right.
I just cannot do that right now.
All right, and I've seen you take pictures. Prior to all this, it was
Mhm.
arm around each other and having a great picture and a great memory. And it changed a lot of things. I've actually seen guys do elbows, just bring an elbow up and touch
Yeah.
an elbow with people. It's just changed the industry, and it's hard. I do know School of Morton SOM 505 Live. They're coming back January 3rd. Are you scheduled on that?
Yes, I am.
I'll be
I will
there
be there.
without a doubt, folks. You got to be there. Don't miss this. Don't miss it. It's going to be awesome Sundays. School of Morton, and you got to check it out. 505 Live, and she's going to be there. You got to hear her voice. I express, and Justin, you can back me up, sir. I know why you're her boss. She's the most beautiful voice in professional wrestling, with hands down. There's nobody like this young lady. Everybody follow her, man. Just follow her, man. Her career is going to be tremendous. What do you want to tell the people? I mean, how can they follow you? You got, all the information. Give us the scoop. Give us it all.
You can follow me on Instagram at Lil Charisma, just LIL Charisma. Most of my social media is the same except for my YouTube. It's Charisma, then TVIFY. I will be posting my new kind of talk show soon called Bad Moments with Charisma, and you'll see your favorite indies wrestlers just sitting down talking with me and me making them feel as uncomfortable as possible. So that's something to tune into as well.
Actually, Miss Tiffany Yance, I'm not sure. I'll tell you what, we got Mr. Justin Klein. By the way, he did put on here, and I do agree. You look great, by the way. I trust you're going to leave that attitude you showed signs into 2020 and 2020. Oh, come on, man. We all love her, Justin, you give everybody a hard time, but we still love you, man. I mean, come on, look at her, dude. Come on. You gotta love her. Oh, here we go, Brett. How you doing, sir? You're a great ring announcer and personality that shines. Oh, yes, she
Oh,
does.
thank you so much.
I mean, every time Justin goes out, we scream, charisma, charisma. You got to shine the room,
I love it.
She
I
goes
really
up,
do.
does her thing in the ring when, he'll be standing down there by Judas, other people. He's on the floor. She's in the ring. We all look up. So we have it's great there. It's great. She does such a great job, but I'm still thinking there's a singer in here. That voice, there's something going on with it.
I
There's something
wish.
out there. We're gonna have
I
to
truly
find that
wish.
play. I think you sang in that play. I'm getting a funny feeling you were singing it. And
They
then you
wouldn't.
actually you said something earlier, and you said church. Now I grew up raised in a church, going, started from grandparents and going on. So was you in the choir?
No, definitely
No,
not. No, I
no.
wouldn't even be able to sing back up for a play or in a church. My voice is so terrible. My
Oh,
singing voice is so terrible.
usually every kid has to go to choir of some sort in church. All right, I think there's some more hidden videos out there.
If you find them, let me know so I can delete them.
Oh, you know what? That would actually be something for me. I'd actually tell people, let's go find some videos of independent talent out there that they would just never imagine they were doing. I think that'd be neat. Actually, you worked with, there's a young lady that you work with that she's in beauty pageants. Riley Rocket.
Yes,
Beautiful young lady, hard worker in that, but she has that other side of her and very professional. And I think I don't know how far she's gone into this, but I heard she's been pretty high. So I'd actually like to find out, hey, how far have you been, and tell people about it.
definitely. Like when I first met Riley, first of all, love her so
Oh
much.
yes.
When I first met Riley and I found out she was a pageant girl, because I'm a pageant girl too.
Oh,
So I was
oh,
like, oh my gosh, we have something like in common that we could like really sit down and like talk about. So Riley's just, she's so pretty. She's so
oh yes,
amazing.
yes. And a good worker, really good worker.
Yes.
I remember actually a time as when this was coming out with the virus, just in the very beginning, and people went into a panic, and they were like, there was like couple shows in a couple days, and she did like three matches, anything from cross tag team to a single, and I'm like, my goodness, this girl just pulled off three matches, just did it for the fans. But for me, it's her connection with the young kids. They
Yeah.
just like glue, absolutely like glue. But I'm actually seeing the same thing with you. You know, you've got this huge following there, you know, as we've seen on here. You know, Tiffany, Tiffany, she's the same thing. She loves Rocky, Riley. Tiffany Yance, she asked if fans are allowed to be there January 3rd. Justin's watching, as far as I know, I heard yes. So, I mean, Justin, hey, here it is. Is there going to be tickets? And, a lot of people are going to be allowed to see this live. I know it'd be a mask required and the whole deal. I know Ricky Morton, he ain't going to play games. You will, they're all taking this very serious. So, Mr. Klein, January 3rd, are we ever going to see the Miss Charisma live? Give us a hit right on here and let us know. If not, I'm telling Ricky on you. He's on my phone. I'll text him. I'll tell him, hey, he's not promoting you, sir. I asked a question all about the show. So come on now. This young lady's on here too. She sells tickets too. She's got lots of fans. Lots and lots and lots of fans. So Justin, I tell you what, I think about the only way he'd ever be able to beat you in fans. The only thing you haven't claimed is your secret career in singing that I think still exists with that voice. And oh, Mr. Nathan Cross, how you doing, sir? Chris, yeah, she is awesome, man. This gentleman's actually heard you yell out New Age villains like no other, and I know he gets the chills. I know he does.
Literally love NAV. They're like my favorite. Like I don't know if it's because like their entrance is just so long and I just get to like drag it out, but I love like announcing NAV. Plus, they're just an amazing tag team, and I just love watching them.
Oh yes,
So
they are.
anyone who
Yes, they
sees
are.
this and you're a promoter, book them.
Oh yes, oh yes, awesome
Definitely book
guys.
them.
Seeing their work over and over, man, just love it. Oh man, I'm so sorry to hear they're saying no crowd until later in January. That is so sad. People, you just get on School of Morton. I mean, don't miss this Sundays at 5:05. Watch this young lady, and as the gentleman that was just on here, Nathan Cross. He's got a big match on there with with his buddy, Ryan, and I Am Righteous is going out there, and I'm not sure if this is the tag team championship match or is it, but I'll find out from them. He's watching here. Nathan, give us a shot. Is it or is it not? But Miss Tiffany Yance, yes. NAV, yes, man. I've actually sat with this young lady and many of the in-house fans, and we've almost had riots, but we've had good times, man. Good times. It's fun. We're a lively crowd. But I tell you what, it's even best there too. Out of all the shows I've been to, SOM has one thing that hasn't been beaten so far as their show, the cooking. Oh my God. There's a lady there that just absolutely kills it. Just hands down. Have you had the experience?
I've I'm trying to think if I have. I'm not sure because like I'm always like announcing.
Hmm.
Like I can tell you, the sweet tea is so amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And I always, if you ever look up there, like I always have a cup like next to my chair, and it's just sweet tea. It is so good. But I don't think I actually had a chance to like eat because I'm always on a mic. So, but I'm
Yeah,
pretty
I
sure it's
started
really
going in
good. I've
there.
heard.
What's this going on? It will be streaming only until the governor lifts the restrictions, so keep your ass at home, Doc. You know what? I'm going to drive past her just early just to make sure you're not lying to me because I swear to God, if you are, I'm telling you right now, Mr. Klein, if you're lying to me and there's a show live January 3rd and there's seats available, I'm going to go out. I'm going to get the biggest poster. I'm not talking in a printer. I'm talking poster. and I will show this thing to no end. I'll put it on public, and I'll take it out to 11E in Greenville, Tennessee, on the main highway, and share it with everybody in front of Walmart. Just make sure it even gets extra attention. So you better not lie. I ain't playing with you. But yeah, that's sad to see that with all the restrictions. It does make things tough. With a school like this, it does hurt the talent as well. But the only thing that's actually given the business to me, in all honesty, a lot of people's had time to heal. A lot of bumps, bruises, injuries, and so forth.
Mhm.
Have you, even as a ref, how long, you did that? Did you ever get injured being in the ring with a match?
Mm, I don't think so. Like not in an actual match. No,
Did
no.
you ever get starstruck?
Okay.
There we go.
I did get starstruck. It was at WrestleCade, and Melina was at WrestleCade, and I saw her, and I was like, "Oh my gosh! Like, this is Melina." Like, I looked up to her like my whole entire life, and Cam was with me at the time. He was just like, "No, you just go up to her, talk to her. You know, I'm, I'm sure she's just gonna, welcome you in." And when I talked to her, like, I was just like, "Hi, like, I'm Nadiah, da 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 da. I'm training. Is there any advice?" And she was like, "It's rare that anybody asks me for advice." And we just sat there and talked for like a long time. I tried my hardest not to cry.
Awesome.
I tried my hardest not to cry.
Oh, wait a minute. We got the juicy question of the night.
Oh, I'm scared.
All right. They're putting you. This is a good one. I like this. Has there ever been a guy when you went to the ring when he came out and in your head, I'm not saying vocally, and the question said you went, damn.
Oh my gosh, why y'all put me on the spot like this? I don't like talking about people. Oh my god.
Hey, the fans want it now. They want it. It's charisma. I mean, there's guy. There are a lot of talents out there, and there's guys.
I
They
mean,
with
this is
physiques and they got to work out.
I mean, this is a weird question because, a lot of people have girlfriends. But you know what who I would say has, an amazing physique?
Who's that?
Chase Emery. He's on SOM, and he also is on Titan Wrestling. And Chase has an amazing body.
Yeah, I'm
Love
familiar with
Chase.
Titan Wrestling as well over there in North Carolina. Really good friends there. It's Thomas Scott for a fact. Really
Yes.
good friends over there. Ooh, good question. Thank you, thank you. But you know what? That's the fans. Any questions you got for her, give it to her.
Yeah.
And
No. No.
yeah, Tiffany said, that is her favorite tag team. Mr. Justin Klein, he has his favorite tag team. Now, in the business, have you ever just seen, a talent that you just went, man, this dude's going to go far, or seen somebody you've seen years ago, then now they're like an AEW, WWE, and you're going, wow, man, that was neat.
There's two talents. And I'm pretty sure I told both of them this. First is the Mason Dixon line. Like literally right after their match, I think it was like intermission for the dark show. And I ran back there and I was just like, you guys are like so amazing. Like I literally talked to them maybe like 5-10 minutes just sitting there just going in on them. And then
Yeah.
also Amp Dominic.
Yeah, Amp Dominic,
Love
another gentleman I know.
just love him in general. Just like his energy when he's in the ring, just everything he does, it just works. It just works. I love it.
Yeah, that'll be a gentleman, actually, I'll be working with March 28th. I'm actually just going to pop my green screen off real quick. I can't take that no more. I'm done with it. We'll just deal with the shadow behind me. There we go. We used it for Christmas, anyways. Still the holidays, of course. I'll give you some questions. Who are you secretly partial to on the roster, and why is it Chris Vallo and Tommy Django?
Secretly partial to?
Yeah, that's saying you are. Who are you secretly partial to on the roster? And why is it Chris Valentine? I don't think it's Chris Valentine. Come on, man. You really, really, dude? This tag team, come on. You practically gift wrap the titles to them.
What what is secretly partial? Maybe. I
I,
don't.
are you accusing her like kissing their butt or something? What are you saying? Well, I mean, why she announced them special, or did she say? Because I honestly think that she says New Age villains and NAV and all that goes way better, man. I mean, she's Amp. She's called announced him did great. So maybe she's not as jumpy with their name. So what are you saying? What are you saying to her? Say it out, man. Come on. To be partial to means I'm not really liking these answers. What did you get for Christmas? Oh, wait a minute. Now we know you actually complained about an iPad, I believe, that you said you didn't want that one. It was the wrong brand or something. Come on, man. You're what, like 49 and you're getting Christmas presents from your aunt? Come on. See, look at it there. I'm going to show it again. What did you get for Christmas? We already know what you did. I mean, Christmas Day, I even think you did that. So, what did you get for Christmas? What was your favorite?
My favorite. I got some like really nice workout clothes.
The workout clothes. There
Yeah.
you go, buddy. She got some workout clothes.
Yeah.
So everybody likes going to the gym. Well, almost everybody, Justin.
Exactly.
Justin, now, did you get any coupons to like Ryan's? The buffets, man. You like the buffets? You go come on and aggravator. Gina McPherson, how you doing? Tell him, Doc Payne. LOL. Yes, I will. See, he actually went on, and I seen him on a different talk show not too long ago, and it was supposed to be Q&A from the fans, and I seen all these questions popping up on that show from the fans, and he kept avoiding. And I'm like, wait a minute, Q&A. And also, everybody got any questions for Miss Charisma? Here she is. She'll answer them. Don't listen to Justin. He ain't the boss here. You know what? Guess what? You're not. And if you try to pick on her, I'm telling Ricky. Then we're going to tell Carrie. Because we know Carrie wants to get you, buddy. I love Carrie. That's another young man there. Oh, my goodness. He wasn't wrong, but that he's another young man. He's busy. Really busy young man. Good chip off the block, I'll tell you that. Who has the best margaritas in Greenville? Oh, man. I don't know, man. I don't really do, margaritas. This is East Tennessee, man. Come on. It's moonshine. Get it correct, man. Moonshine. Good. How are you? Hello, Charisma. Gina McCoy McPherson.
Hi, Gina.
So, yes, Gina, we don't have to
And
listen to him.
Justin Klein is talking about this Mexican restaurant in Greenville that we went to. They have really good
Was he
margaritas.
chilling on the margaritas? So, all right, Justin. Was they that good? Were they? Come on, Justin. I could send you a code, man. You can jump in live. You're more than welcome.
Oh Lord.
You know what? I've actually challenged him on here, and he won't come on here. He doesn't want to get me going. And I told him, I said, you know what? I said I've been around the business forever. I'm still in the business, getting ready to go do a big deal up north, really big deal. And so I was like, come on here, come play with Payne. And but he's turned that one down. So. But yeah, we all have a good time over there. Are you excited to get back over there? And that night in particular, there's a lot of matches going on that you're going to be going, hey, because as you said, New Age villains, you've got to experience their work. How they are in the ring. You're sitting right there, which has got to be exciting. Ringside, every single match. What is one of the biggest matches you've ever refed or announced as far as career and name?
So, like I said, I only ref that one battle royal, but to announce, I would probably say Sue Young versus Sadie Lee Moss
Oh, nice.
for the Firestar
Oh,
Championship, Women's
nice.
Championship. Yeah, it was amazing. I think I would say like that was the one time I was also kind of starstruck but it was because the match. I was starstruck during the match because it was just so amazing. Like I was just like I'm trying to get there one day.
All right, you can hang on there, Justin. Well, actually, this is funny. Will you ever try to get a belt at SOM? Because you did get dubbed that night. I do in particular because I actually said it out loud and it stuck, just
Mhm.
like Doughboy's name did. It stuck. It just became something there, part of the SOM family, as the toughest woman in SOM. And actually, the fan, it's this is serious, folks. They actually yell this to her. This is no joke. This is an actual fact. These fans will yell this to this young lady. They will yell it out loud in SOM. And when I say out loud, they do have their moments when I say out loud, without a doubt. So when you get on there, and no joke, you can ask Justin Klein. This is a lively crowd. This is a lively program. And it's just a good old time. And I know Miss Charisma, when she's been there, she's probably gone, man. I can't believe where this one just went. There's actually been a few shows. You was probably like, "Holy crap!" Because we had to go outside. People had to be separated. Almost in fact. And
Yes.
family got back together, said, "Hey, let's get going. Let's go have some more fun," and that's what we
Mhm.
did. But hey, man, it's just all in good fun. Just people get heated and the whole deal. But Justin Klein, I'm gonna give this to you on a scale of 1 to 10. I can't believe I'm asking this. How excited are you to announce Chris Phoenix as X Division champion? I oh man, I'm gonna behave on this one. I really am. Mm, I really don't want to, but I am. Okay, one more. Which three matches are you most looking forward to at the Bunkhouse Stampede?
Okay. I would
Three.
definitely say the four-way elimination tag match.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be pretty amazing. Um, definitely.
Prediction. Prediction. Give us a prediction.
Oh,
Mm.
I don't know. It's pretty hard. Like all the tag teams are like super talented. Um, I'm gonna go with Mason Dixon.
Ooh, Mason Dixon
Yeah,
line.
because they've been trying to get those tag team titles for a minute. So I'm gonna predict them.
Yeah, these are two gentlemen I love to have on here, guys. Mason Dixon line. And I tell you what I love about them. They're both big guys, no joke. And Justin, here's some credit for you, brother. I'll give you this to you. The promos, crisp, crisp. They're awesome. They do promos. You feel that old school with some of that new school with them. They're exciting. They're just that exciting. So yeah, um, big team. That's going to be a big match. So what else do you got? Number two.
Um, Chris Phoenix and Amp. Uh, I'm gonna I'm gonna go with Amp on this one.
Amp. I'll go
And
with Amp, but I will say this, and I'm going to say this. As being there at SOM so many times as I've had, and I love the family. I love SOM. They're like family to me. I live right here in Greenville area, and in Chuckville, Tennessee. Um, I'll say Amp, but Justin, if he gets involved, that's the only way Chris will win. If he gets involved, there should be a stipulation in this match. If you want this to be a fair match and give Amp his due justice, no interference. Let's have one on one, nobody involved. Best man wins. So, Justin, I challenge you. And I love to see that because I've seen a lot of matches where he's calling us out right now, wanting you to, because he said he's a big Chris Phoenix. I've seen so many promos and seen it on his page, man. He's always talking about that Chris Phoenix guy. So I'll go with Amp. I'll stick with you. Next one.
yeah, um, I'm trying to think of the other matches for that night. Also, I wanna go back on that fatal four way and say that Viva Las Amish. I wouldn't underestimate them either in that
Oh,
match.
yeah, they seem to come out of the woodwork on on some of the ends there. Once again, Justin Klein does like getting influence, and without. And the bad thing about it is, I don't. I'm not all about a face guy. I'm not a face guy.
Mhm,
Um, I do like that bad boy, that badass aspect of the
mhm.
business, and Danny Vegas, and these, they're no joke. They're not in the ring. They're not a joke. But my thing, it kind of spoiled me on it because then they are like, I'm like, you don't even need to be with Justin. You don't need him. Get away, get away. You're spoiling it for me, man. Then it's kind of like, man, see, I already bought your shirt, man. What are you doing? Now I don't wear it. So I'm mad at them, So it's your fault, Justin. You ruined it. You ruined it for everybody. Everybody started liking them for a second. Then something happened with a neg, and I ain't talking about it.
And for the last match, I'm gonna say Draco and Gustavo.
Oh, Draco, another young guy, really good guy. Now, who are you picking on that?
Oh my goodness, they're both really
Prediction.
tough
Prediction.
competitors. Oh man.
Is it a flip of the coin? Is that moment you have to flip a coin? That's almost a 50-50 match. It can go anyway.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Because
Yeah.
they're both fighters.
Yeah,
They're
and
both
very
fighters.
environmental too. Draco, he can use the ropes, he can use the apron. I mean, this gentleman can be anywhere in the ring and really work the ring. So you've got two personalities with similar styles. So this is going to be a very energetic match. So for you to be out there calling that match, it's got to be excited because you're sitting and announcing. But there's a side of you that's a fan. Even as a ref, you're still a fan of the business. And there's got to be matches when you're sitting there going, "Oh my God, they just tore it up." Have you ever had a match that just made you sit back and just stunned? Just absolute, just wow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like the Su Young and Sadie match, and it was also Cam Carter versus Jackson Drake, and their match was an hour. Their match was an hour, and
Iron Man, Iron Man.
yeah, and I was just stuck on it the whole time.
That's you gotta love the Iron Man. It's whoever steps in goes through a lot. They put everything of their body on the line. Jerry Knowling, hey sir, how you doing? Glad you're on here to see Miss Charisma here. Tiffany Draco. They get people in it to screw a lot of the matches up. And she was 10,000%. All right, what do we ain't? Oh, yay! Oh, yep, MDL. So she loves Mason Dixon line. They're just a great team. I agree. They're a great team. There's some exciting talent over there. For me, I when I turn on like USA or look at like AEW, there's guys I know from out of Cleveland and stuff like that. Mike, Nick, and so forth. But for me, the independent is where the talent is right now. Everything I see on TV is always repeated. It don't change for the longest period of time. Independent's fresh. It's so fresh and neat. And for me, I'm seeing today, and that's what I like about what's going on in this business right now. For you, what's coming up, what's on your schedule, what you got going on, and how can people check you out?
I say I post most of my bookings on Facebook. Um, so first of the year we got on the second Excalibur Championship. Then we're at School of Morton. Then we got Titan Southside the next week. And just throughout the year, you can expect to see me at Firestar, AML, American Lucha. I'm kind of like everywhere, like in North Carolina. So you would definitely have to follow me on Facebook and keep up with everything. And I'll start posting a calendar of where I'm at.
Yeah, you actually mentioned a couple of them that I just actually got in contact with. Like, hey, man, let's let people know about you. Let's get you out there, man. Let them check out some of your talent. You know, Up north is a big thing. Once it opens up, Ohio, Michigan, the eastern, area as well, it's going to end up blowing up again. The south has been a little bit deeper into it because they were the last ones to be shut down. There was
Mhm.
still activity going on, which was nice, but at the same time, it had to have been almost a nerve wracking situation because you make a commitment, you're there because one, you want to work, but two, you do it for the fans. You hear about everything going on, and WWE were doing closed shows and so forth, and so was AEW and all these other businesses. But there are shows that you just don't have the privilege to be on TV. You don't have those kind of contracts. That money's not kind of caught into the business that deep. And so social media has been kind of a, I would say, help. It's been a
Definitely.
really good assistance with getting it out there because when it stuck people home, all of a sudden here they're getting a little bit more of a choice. But now I think it's gotten so strong. I do see a big flourish with it because, SOM, when I first started going around, there at one point, then there was a show, I do believe. I mean, this thing had like 100,000 views that just on that show, and it had a big pop that night. In house, it was packed, so the independence going, taking off, for you. How
Definitely.
does that feel knowing that there's going to be a huge demand for you?
Um, I would say that I would definitely say it's a little scary in a sense. Cause I guess the way that I started off, it was just like, oh, like I'm only at these two places, and I'm kind of a person like I want to be everywhere, but I also, how can I explain this? I want to go far, but I also want to stay loyal to those who were there for me
Right.
all the way in the beginning when nobody gave me a chance. So it gets a little exciting, and then I kind of like take it back and I'm like, okay, but I have to make sure I have priorities first to those who took care of me.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, though, I'm involved with the company. They've talked with guys, and at first, the gentleman, they'd have somebody want to, come in and do a bunch of stuff with them and have some good fun. Then at the same time, then they had a huge opportunity come in. And they were like, "Hey, man, you got an AEW knocking at your door. Don't worry about us. Well, go do you. And you will get a lot of mentors in this business. Rick is one that will actually do that with you. He's not going to sit there and go, you're not ready to anything. We have all seen you. I think one of the things I think has really been good tool for you is you took drama classes and you're required to have long-term memory as far as lines and everything else. So you're out there and you're not looking at a card. You're not using a crib note. I don't see you see in the back of your hand. You handle yourself so professional at such an early time in your career. It's great. And I think now you can look back and go, a lot of that came from drama. I know it because the acting classes, you had to have a lot of memory and remember lines.
And honestly, when I was in drama class, like that was my weakest point. And I'm going to tell you what pushed me. It was actually Ricky. Typically, when I go to promotions, they give me note cards and, I write down information, everything. So when I went to school in Morton on the first day, um, I had all the information and I was like, okay, I have it all down and stuff. And Ricky was just like, I don't want you to go out there with a car. I want you to memorize everyone's stuff. And this was like literally 2 minutes before I had to get into the ring. And I was like, you want me to memorize? He was like, yeah, just remember this match, go in there, do it, and then go to the next match. Then remember it, go to the next match. So I was like over there, like, oh my goodness, Ricky is telling me to remember all of this, and I'll just be looking at my phone. And then I got in there, and then it just came out naturally, like he told me it would. So,
Now, the first time you ever met him, what was that like for you?
the first time I met him, well, technically, first time I met him, it was kind of like a high because he was, assisting people and whatnot. And the time that I actually got to sit down and talk to him, it was probably maybe 2 to 3 shows in because I think he went to AEW for a bit. And he was just like, you do a really good job. Like, I love your voice. You do a good job. I was like, oh, thank you. It was a little nerve wracking. It was a little nerve wracking.
Jerry Noling, I love too a good wrestling match. Yes,
Oh
we
yeah.
do. Uh, I agree, sir. You keep up the good work, Charisma, without a
Oh,
doubt.
thank you, Jerry.
Miss seeing you, Miss Charisma. I mean, they love you to death. You
They
have such
said
your following is just getting bigger and bigger. Who was your first favorite when you started watching wrestling?
Randy Orton.
Randy
As
Orton.
soon as soon as I turned on TV was Randy Orton, and then I stopped watching for a while, and I turned back on the TV. It was probably like I started watching from the time that John Morrison left WWE. I completely stopped watching it, and then I was like, you know what? Let me turn back on the TV. It's probably I don't know what year it was, but it was the year that Shield had just made their debut. And I'm like, oh my gosh, who are these guys? And I started watching wrestling all over again.
Oh yeah, I love the Shield when they were all together at that time. Yeah, that was big. The ratings when they were going through as a Shield was really big.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got here. Jerry said yes. Now with me, I think Ricky Morton. Now, did you ever meet Mr. Gibson? Both of
I
them
haven't.
together. Now
I haven't.
I've tried to lobby, and I'm like, you know what? It'd be neat just one time. You look at the name School of Morton, and I'm like, it'd be neat to see the Rock and Roll Express together there once. Just one time. And it would be amazing. I think, and I'm like, what would it be like for you to be able to announce the real Rock and Roll Express once?
Oh man, I listen. It'll be
The
such
legends.
an
Yes.
honor.
Yes. I
It'll
mean,
be such an honor.
yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't realize, knowing him as long as I have, there is a part of you that he takes you back and reminds you of your childhood when you was watching wrestling and that. And at the time, what he was doing, they were so ahead of themselves. They were setting a new trend. I mean, he was a trailblazer. He was setting new standards. And he admittedly, would say, the Road Warriors were the best ever an all tag team of this planet. But the ones that stayed together, that remain the longest duration of a career without a doubt in history globally, is the Rock and Roll Express. And it's got to be neat that you're a sponge and you've got him in front of you. How does that feel when you
I,
get those moments and you're going,
I mean, I'm just saying in general, first of all, it's just an honor to be at School of Morton, just to be considered, a part of their talent and just to be able to talk to Ricky and ask for advice and then just hearing him, backstage and kind of like his view on wrestling and what he wants to produce is just
right?
it's just amazing. It's an opportunity that like most people don't even really get.
Now, have you ever had the experience like I've had and actually got to hear a Ricky Morton story of
I
him and
haven't.
Gibson? You
I
haven't?
haven't. I
Oh,
haven't.
come on. Oh, wow. Come on, Rick. You've got to sit down and just tell her some good old stories.
I haven't.
I mean, and I tell you what, being around in the business and as a ref or even as an announcer, what was the craziest thing you've ever seen?
The craziest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, going to and being in a show, the craziest thing you've seen.
Um, yeah, I think it was maybe a month ago. I went to this show and it was like a older lady. She was probably like I know she had to be like at least like 80 years old. And she was actually trying to fight the wrestler. It was I don't know what match it was or anything. I just remember it was in Tennessee and she like actually got up and she was trying to swing and the security was trying to hold her back, but she was ready to go. That's probably the
Oh,
craziest.
yeah, I've seen some crazy stuff in my day. We had a gentleman from up in Cleveland, and he came on here. He's been in the business 40 plus years, and he was telling us some crazy stories. And I was like, I've seen, there's things that happen, but there's things that amazes you too. As a fan, that it brings that pop out of you like you're a little kid, or you'll actually see them. Have you actually had somebody do a move and be like, "Whoa, where did that come from? What was that?" Because you're
Um,
sitting that close, you actually have a better bird's eye view. You're like, "Wow."
all right, listen, Blanco Loco and Dirty Daddy, and they come up with like the craziest moves to do. They are so talented, and just anytime they're in the ring, I'm like, oh my gosh, like where did that come from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen Blanco. I've seen Dirty Daddy. They're good talents. And Blanco, though, he's somebody special. He's got the ability to control his body as he does and do things in the air that takes me back of even Rey Mysterio and so forth. It's that body control, their aerial work, and the environmental. He manipulates a lot of things around him, so he's a really cool dude to watch. I believe that woman is named Donna.
Oh, come on. We love Donna. Justin.
Oh, was he talking about the cook?
Donna is a fan at SOM.
Oh, don't pick on the fans, buddy. That's family. Come on, man. Don't. I tell you what, they're gonna toilet. One of these days, you're gonna go there and you keep making comments about the South. He's had a bad habit of that. One of these days, they're gonna give you a Southern treatment. It's called duct taping your car completely shut with about 20 rows while you're inside. How would that? You wouldn't like that, buddy. It's not nice to have. Oh, you are a true professional to be able to sit there beside Matt Rhodes for 2 hours and never complain about his body odor. You know what? I invited Matt on here, dude. I did, and he said he'd like to come on here. I mean, he'd be an awesome guy to talk to. He did win. He did win, Justin, didn't he? Didn't he win the commentator? I do believe.
He did.
Yes, he did. And
He did.
because for a fact, for at the beginning, I'm like, wait a minute, there was some votes and he was trying to pull a little election deal going on. So I actually lobbied against. I'm like, wait a minute, dude. There's no way. I've been at too many shows to go, who's the most hated? Hands down, dude. You should have won that. Not even the Amish. No way, because the Amish wasn't, in control of everything they did. You made them do it. Now, there's your body. All right, here we go again. There is more request than a question. You need to put excitement in your voice and a big smile on your face when you announce. And new X Division champion, Chris Phoenix. I ain't
Everyone's
saying it
getting the
like you
same
just put it there.
treatment.
I ain't saying that, dude. Come on, man.
Everyone's
Yeah.
getting the same treatment.
Yeah, it should no. See, that's where he tried to put it on you earlier, like, oh, who are you more, subtle there, So, jealousy here. It was in WWE. Which female wrestler would you pick in the ring with? Who would you like to work with in
Um,
WWE today?
in WWE today.
hmm That includes NXT as well.
Um, I would say in WWE, it would probably be Oscar.
Oh, I tell you what, I love Asuka.
Yeah.
She was another one. Had it did a deal where they had a bunch of things going on in the beginning of the virus, and she did a whole bunch of shows because they were actually limited on talent at that time. And she went out and represented and worked three huge, huge matches. I love her work ethic, and
Yeah.
she's another one amazing in the ring, just amazing. And what I also like about it, she brings a little bit of the MMA cross, martial
Exactly.
arts.
Exactly.
I've seen some Tai Chi, I've seen kickboxing out of her. I've even seen some boxing skills out of that young lady. She is amazing. I do too. But another one, I'll have to say, just came back, Miss Flair,
Oh
Charlotte
yeah.
Flair. Now there's a young lady. I tell you what, she is actually a new standard in wrestling as far as athletic too. With when it comes to professional, the big page, I think she surpassed, a lot of females to where they're at in WWE, and I think right now she's coming back and coming back very strong. I think the only ones that could really truly beat her would be maybe Nia Jax by power.
Hmm.
She is a big girl. She is powerful. I actually make a comment about her, like with my mom. My mom was a woman that made a big woman beautiful. My mom was a beautiful big woman, and my mom always said, "I make big look good, baby." So Nia Jax is that same kind of a woman I look at. Man, she's
Hmm.
beautiful and she's big and powerful. And my mom's like, "We big and we big bone," And I'm a big bone guy, and including you, Justin. You're a big bone fella there yourself. Natalia, yes, man. But I tell you what, you say Natalia, and I give you the truth. She is the most technical female wrestler in the business, hands down. There is
Yeah, I
nobody,
enjoy watching Natalia.
nobody. If anybody would actually study her background, she came up through the dungeon. She didn't come up like a lot of other people. I was stretched, I was pushed, I was bumped, I was put through the ringer. But the dungeon was like nothing else in the business. And what this young lady went through, she didn't get separate treatment than Brett and anybody else that got trained there. So for her to go through that and her to be that good, she is the most technical female in the business. When she retires from the ring, she's going to go many years training, without a doubt. She will be training men and women, without a doubt. She's going to have a long calling into this business. She's got so much to bring into it. I do believe she's actually started training women, and she does work with WWE, NXT, and so forth, training women. And there's been times where they've gone down to OVW and worked with people there as well. Also, Kane Green Jacobs is awesome.
Yes.
I'm trying to ring that bell. Kane Green Jacobs. Give me a reminder here. Who what are we talking here? Kane Green Jacobs. SOM?
You know what? I thought she was talking about Kane, like actual Kane.
Oh, I see. I love Kane. Now, see, I don't live that far away from Mr. Mayor himself, Glenn Jacobs.
Yeah, that's who
She
it rings
might have
through
actually.
first.
She might have actually did a spell check on that one. I
Yeah,
think it is
yeah, yeah. First of all, I want to say Kane has one of like
Paige.
the
Dog.
top tier theme songs.
Paige. I got to give it to you, Paige. I even liked when they did the movie of the life of her story. The fact that they made it a comedy, and I'm like, is her family truly that funny, or was that their aspect? But it even turns she grew up and that was that comical. She came up with a different route, but she made it. Paige was a hell of a female. She got out of the business too early due to injury.
Yeah.
And that is something that anybody that's in the business, it's a factor. I've had surgeries myself. Kane, yes, sorry, my bad. And that's no problem. Hey, we all have spell check and the whole deal. I'm in a temporary studio because once I'm up in April, we're going to be in a full time studio. We're going to have a sit down and the whole deal, and we're going to have some other people there. We're going to be involved with some companies up there as well. So it's going to be fun. And one of the first things I plan on doing once I move up by Cleveland, I'm going to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I've been actually been wanting to go there. I'm a big music fan. How about you?
Oh yeah, definitely big music fan, all genres.
All right, I tell you what, we got another gentleman. If you want to go, we've been going for about an hour, and if you want to stick around, Mr. Chuck Winchester, don't you?
Oh yes, of course. I would love to stick around and talk to
Oh,
Chuck.
you want to talk with Chuck too, huh? All right, let's get Mr. Chuck in here because yes, this is another gentleman I really I admire him. I look up to him. He's a good friend. Um, One hell of a guy. He's been in the business for quite a while. So he's gonna come in with us, and we're gonna have a nice little time.
Yeah, Chuck is definitely one of the people who has been right there supporting me.
Oh yeah,
First time he heard me
actually,
announce, he was like, "My goodness, lady, you are so amazing. You have a good voice on you." So every time, he gives me like feedback, and it's just amazing to have someone like in a locker room like who cares about your career. Like he's definitely one of them.
yeah, yeah. When I do get a lot of good opportunities to sit and talk with him on the phone and everything, and I mean, even the way he loves those boys, Nathan and Ryan, New Age Villains. He looks at them, and it's almost like almost like maybe little brothers or even like his own kids in a way. I mean, he has that protective mentality, and that's him in the back room, and so him to show that, yeah. Oh yeah, definitely leaving. That's
Oh,
funny.
come on, Klein.
No,
Why are you leaving?
I'm about to fade like this man's hairline. See you, Miss Charisma. I know you're going to do Varga Phoenix and Heart Killers just this Sunday. Oh, poor
See you,
Justin.
Justin. See you,
NAV,
Miss Klein.
yes. All right, we're waiting for Mr. Chuck to accept this thing. Let's go ahead and send him a little refresh. Yeah, let's get him in there. As he said, yes, 8 o'clock. But we were a little late because I forgot to click the button too as well. So hey, it's one of those nights. It's been one of those weeks. Things are tough. It's been tough all around. And how has it been for you? Going through all this personally.
Yeah, I can definitely say it's been rough, but I've been trying to make the best out of it.
All right, Mr. Chuck, come on. He's gonna make me get on my private phone, and I'm gonna hit him up. Hey, hey. I ended up shutting it off. I ain't turning that thing on because Motorola, they have one of the most annoying ringtones I've ever seen. So he'll be waiting on him because he said 8 o'clock. RT3. What do you think
Oh,
about that?
yes.
Yes, yes.
RT3. Listen,
He's a
his
big boy.
spears are so amazing. I believe it was I can't remember what was the last show. I want to say it was Kapow, and it was a elimination tag match, and Draco set him up for a spear, and you could just hear the crowd. Oh, like it was the crowd went crazy.
Oh, there you go. Roy Thacker. Justin Klein meant to say RT3 instead of Varga. Just watch. Up Taylor. Chuck and Nadiah. Yes. Up here we go. Hello, sir.
How are you, ma'am?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Look, I don't have my headphones in. Am I getting any kind of feedback or anything?
You have a little teeny buzz going on that we can hear
Well,
lately.
that comes from my speaker, and I'm so sorry about that. But we will make do with what we got, and we're going to be happy.
Yes. Hey, everybody's going through their thing, man. We're all having our little nights. But yes, we have the beautiful Miss Charisma here. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we've got Mr. I Am Righteous. Gentlemen, it's been in the business for quite a long time now. You've been 15, 16 years or so.
15 years. 15 years.
And,
Back in 2008, I started with a company called Southern Wrestling Association in Forest City, North Carolina. A gentleman who has passed on, his name was David Reimer. I was taking pictures for a website. It was a one-stop shop for everything pro wrestling. Zane Riley is the guy that's popular throughout North Carolina. He used the website to go and find the school that he could go to teach the craft, and he always give us props on that. But anyway, this website, man, you had pictures of wrestlers. I would go to shows. I would take pictures. You had information. You had a database of knowledge for the wrestlers, database for shows, database for schools, database for referees. It wouldn't surprise me going back in my memory if knowledge of somebody from concession stands had information up there too. It was that fluid. You had everything there. So anyway, we were in Forest City and talking to a guy by the name of Ethan Case, who was doing a gimmick called Yoshi Hiroshima, mask gimmick. He was there. I said, you know what, dude? I said, I'm kind of old. I'm too old to get into the ring and learn how to wrestle. This was when I was in my 40s. Right. So I said, yeah, I'm too old, but I can run my mouth. That is one thing that I can do. and I do well. So from that point on, Wicked or David Reimer, he taught me how to protect myself in the ring, and the rest is history.
Miss Charisma seemed to smile on that comment there, run the mouth. She agrees. Do you not?
Yes, I've definitely seen Chuck on the mic at Titan Southside Wrestling not too long ago, and he can definitely go and tell people about themselves if he needs to.
That's all I got. That's all I got. That's my only defense. That's my only defense.
Yeah, we'll have to put that through a test.
What you got to do for this fight? Well, I can tell you what kind of sorry dog he is.
Now, when you first came in, did you come in as management? Who did you come in working with?
The first guys that I came into, I walked into a stable called the Southern Degenerates, and it was ran by Wicked. Also in there was Shay McGrady, a guy by the name of Marshall Simmons, which, by the way, I want to publicly thank, because later on he gave me some beautiful babies. Me and his ex-wife are been together for like many, many years, and these kids are awesome. So for that, sir, I want to say thank you. Now, he was in it, and then also a guy that's hot on the scene right now. His name is James D. Drake, or J.D. Drake. I managed those two back when I turned it from the Southern Degenerates into the Mayhem Mafia, and Marshall and Drake, as I call him, was the Black Hand of the Mayhem Mafia. And so my first year in, I took those guys and we won the Reimer Cup. That was a big tag team deal that they had there once a year, going from 1 year into the next. The Reimer Cup comes up, and the person that wins that, titles change hands, plus they get a trophy. And I got
we've got some love for you here, and we've actually there's a surprise here I seen. Miss you, Chuck, Miss Tiffany Johns. We love NAV.
We love you too.
Jerry Noling, LOL. But, sir, we've got from the ever beautiful Laura Munoz Winchester, hottest commodity in pro wrestling, the manager of managers. Oh, I smell something going on there, mister. Maker of mayhem. Bring her boom. Oh, you just going to do this, ain't you?
Instigator of eliminating truth. Look, I'll even help you.
Navigator of enemy, and as of recently, collector of champions. I am right.
In pro wrestling, and I love saying this.
I was being so nice, Mrs. Winchester. You just threw me on. He did that on purpose. He just set you up, ma'am. He knows the manager, really, the managers out. But guess what? You go ahead. I see where it says spell THE, and I'm going to make this clear with you, brother. THE, managers. But see, you had it wrong when I did it, brother. It is, I am the manager of managers, because I am the choice, the best one, the only original in what I'm going to be doing. So, but we will talk about that much later.
No. You bring it up. Hold on a second. I promise you, I can be longer-winded than you are, sir. I want to make one thing clear. At the beginning of all of this, the first thing that I proclaimed myself was the hottest commodity in pro wrestling and the manager's manager. Now, what that tells to you, sir, you can have all that manager of managers that you want, because I manage managers.
All right. We'll see. Because, folks, you know what? We'll just go ahead and put it out there. I will be facing this gentleman, and two guys I have so much respect for, without a doubt, hands down, much respect. Because I tell you what, the way, if you watch these young men, and I'm going to give this, Mr. Righteous, I'm going to give this to you right now.
Okay.
Nathan, lightning quick, man. Lightning quick. He's fast on his feet. He's fast with his mind, man. He's there before you are sometimes. You know what I mean? Then we got Nathan. It's powerful. He's still got speed. But their language together is they don't need to communicate. They need to talk. They don't need to talk. They go in and they do what they do, and they're a natural bond. That's what makes NAB good. But sir, what I'm going to do is I'm going to aggravate the situation, and that day I know without a doubt, as much as I respect them, they're the only thing that throws them off their game is you. So if I aggravate you and make you itch, I'm actually going to take them off their game. See,
Well,
it's all
now,
about who plays the game better.
right.
See, I'm the OG gamer. I am the OG gamer.
Yeah.
I preach the gospel, my brother. I'm preaching the gospel to you. So March 28th, everybody you'll see, Rapid Wrestling Federation. For the first time, me and him actually be working together. And it will be that day, I'll say, the best team will win. But who's going to win? I say
Uh,
mine.
okay, Game Boy. Okay,
I,
Game
I
Boy.
say I
I hear
say
you. I
mine.
hear you.
I say
In the
mine.
digital world, you are top notch. I will give you that. But this is the real world.
I'm top notch no
Things are
matter
not
where I
as
go, buddy.
things
No
are
matter
not
where I go.
as
No
simple
matter where I
as
go.
left, right, up, over, jump, square, triangle, circle, and X. No, it
I
don't
am.
work.
I truly represent the North and say we are the hardest hardcore there is. We put the extreme in extremity.
So
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 it is going to be on. It will be on that at that time. And we've got Miss Charisma in here. She just smiled because I know she loves you to death. And you've given her some advice over the time. I know you've become a fan as well. Have you not?
I have talked to her and Charisma again, right here in front of everybody. Sweetheart, you are awesome.
Oh
You
yeah.
are awesome. You are a spark that comes from out of nowhere that shows up on the scene, and all you have to do is from the first sound that comes from your voice after you breathe is like, whoa. Whoa, that's exactly what I did backstage at School of Morton. I heard you start the show, and I was like, "Whoa, hold on." So yes, you are a wonderful, wonderful addition to the locker room.
Thank you. I,
Oh.
I really appreciate that.
Hello, brother, Mr. Jack Dillon. How
What
you
up,
doing?
Jack?
How you doing? Hello, he says hello, everyone. Yes, I am the best one. I agree, sir. I agree. I agree.
Mm, so sad. And then he woke up.
Here comes Mrs. Winchester. Since 2006, since I woke up. Okay. You thinking you gonna win that day, buddy? Okay. That's all right. All right. Here, wish I could walked out with NAV. That'd be awesome. I've walked out with Dylan McQueen and Jake Tucker. Tiffany Yachts.
Mm. Well,
Dylan
very
McQueen,
nice.
I tell you what, Dylan McQueen is a handful in the ring. I've actually seen his work, and he
I
can
love
be a
Dylan.
mouth.
Dylan's one of my favorite people to watch as well.
I'm reporting your comment, Kyle. Charisma, how can we get Tiffany out with NAV? Make it happen.
Chuck, can we make it happen?
That is not.
Game
No,
Boy.
hold on a second. Hold on a second. Now that's to the powers of be. So now that you have put it to Charisma, Charisma has put it to me. So here it goes. You to the higher ups of SOM. Tiffany would like to escort us out to the ring. So what do you say?
Answers
See,
coming soon.
see, you notice how I looked in the camera. I was looking right at them. I was seeing past y'all, and it was good. It was good.
Hey, I tried to face Justin Klein on SOM, man, and he
Justin
hit
Klein
on
was
me,
here.
and he dunked that one, man. He was out of there like dodgeball. You know that one. All
So
right.
Charisma,
Who
I
else we
want to ask
got?
you a question. I don't know if he
Yes,
asked you
be
this.
Dre come true. A huge fan.
I don't know if he asked you this, but
Who?
in your future,
Mhm.
where do you see Charisma in 4 years?
4 years. Ooh, I think she'd already be getting. I think with by the time the virus gets through what it's going to go through, I do see her. I mean, without a doubt, people's going to be popping on the cable channel and seeing this young lady and hearing her voice without a doubt. She
Um,
is a future announcer in this business, and she did say earlier because of loyalty and that would be a factor. But in all, like, and I told her, I do know a lot of the people around her, that is around her, and they're all going to go, no, man, go do that, because it is a big thing in this business. If you do have that big opportunity, go do it, explore it, but
So
Definitely.
wait a minute, wait a minute.
you
Hold
have
on,
a,
Doc.
I'll say
Freeze,
this:
man,
she
freeze.
has a
Let her
Hall of
answer
Fame
the question.
voice.
Let her answer the question.
No, 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 no. Because let's all right. Let's look at Miss Charisma. Beautiful,
Okay.
a
Yes.
voice of an
Let's move.
angel. Then we look at I am righteous. He's height required. Her voice,
Now, see,
it's
look.
angelic, and she's a gift to wrestling.
Okay,
Your
okay.
face is made for radio.
Well, at least I got a face. Oh, so
Well,
anyway,
we love Miss Charisma. I mean, we
we
love you, brother. I mean, we
and
do.
that's and
Hey,
that's
we
what
gotta.
I'm
Hey,
trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to get this out of her, but yet, Mr. Man, hold the roll. Let her answer the
oh,
question.
all right. Answer the question.
In 4 years, I hope to actually be on TV, whether it's ring announcing or doing commentary, because I've been doing some commentary lately, and I've been definitely enjoying it. So WWE, AEW, Impact, whoever wants to, reach out, that's where I kind of hope to be. Or ESPN. I'm definitely interested in doing stuff on
Oh, there you go. There you
ESPN.
go.
I guess I would say one of my goals is whether it's AEW, Impact, or WWE to be the first African American female on commentary. So I would love to make that happen.
Oh,
Very
that.
good. Very good.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really impressed. I mean, you would sit there and think I was going, you were going with wrestling. Then all of a sudden, here come the flip, ESPN. So you do have a love for sports. I'm taking, So
Yeah.
me and Mr. Righteous. I know he's a Raiders fan. I'm a Raiders fan, and we're not having
Booyah!
season.
Booyah! Raider Nation
We're,
strong. Raider
yeah.
Nation strong, man. In Las Vegas or over in Oakland. We love you, Raiders.
Oh, I've from my whole life I've loved them, but just this year it's hurting a little bit more than usual. So, do you follow football?
Oh, yes.
Ooh,
Yeah. I
ooh.
say football is probably my favorite sport outside of pro wrestling.
Who's your favorite team?
Yes, do tell.
I well, first of all, I always go for the home team, so I will always go for Carolina Panthers, but I have love for the Steelers as well.
I know a lot of
I
Cleveland fans that won't like you.
I know. And let's not talk about the scores that's been going on lately.
Oh
No,
man.
Yeah.
no, we're not going to talk about the scores. We're only going to talk about one game. One game.
Oh.
Mm,
Yes, we love Chuck.
mm.
Oh, why would she put that? She would say, "I pay extra to even walk. Put with them.
Justin
It'd be
Klein,
a
let's make it
dream come
happen.
true."
Let's make it
Yes,
happen.
I've seen this young lady over at SOM, and I tell you what, she is such a supporter of New Age villains. I will say that about her. They're so much fun to sit with and get rowdy with because that's they can get
Oh,
rowdy.
yeah. Yes.
All right, righteous is the short fat one.
Thank you, Joshua.
Righteous is the
Thank you,
how. All right,
Mr.
righteous is the how. And all right, now she's jumping in for you. Now she's got you. She's got you. TV is the main goal. Yeah, I mean it is. I mean it's overall goal, and I mean if you look at ESPN, that's even something that can be a long term contract because you do have a voice that could be what we would call iconic or even a brand, a home, what we call a home brand. Folgers is a home brand. There's things in your home. It's a home brand. I grew up in Ohio, so we had Dick Goddard. This guy from the time I remember watching TV till beyond into my adulthood. He was Channel 8. He was commentator, announcer, news guy, weather guy. He did it all across the board there. And then he went national, but he ended up retiring because he ended up getting sick. But you have that kind of voice you know, we'll say about the same thing of righteous. His itch is like butt rash. He's got that voice. So but he's awesome. We'll give him that. I'm just messing with you there.
I have been
I
told that
love
it's
this.
yes.
Joshua Tesner. Charisma is the only ring announcer that Titan Wrestling needs.
Oh, I
Oh, so
really
you are
appreciate that.
really getting loved over. You're getting a lot of love over there. It sounds like,
People love her, man. She's got the
yeah.
T-shirt. What are you talking about? What's not to
I
love?
didn't see the T-shirt. What T-shirt?
She got an awesome T-shirt.
Where's the
I do.
T-shirt? Where's? How do you get this T-shirt?
Righteous gave it to me
No, that's
after.
your T-shirt, your charisma T-shirt.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where's the
Yeah.
charisma?
Oh, yes. Okay. So I just dropped a t-shirt and it says the baddest mic controller on the East Coast, which I got that idea from the fans at SOM because of what you guys say. I had it on yesterday. I don't know if I have one
All right,
near
I got to
me,
get a 3X of this. I'm putting it. I've got to get one of these now. Come on.
but definitely if
And,
anybody wants a t-shirt, message me on Facebook.
and you know
There's
what, folks?
15
When I
sales
first
right there.
met her, I even told her, I said, "Man, I said you need to get out here and just get your autographs out there." And yeah, man. So yeah, I want to get a nice big autograph picture of you too. So when I can move up to Cleveland, we'll have it for our Wall of Fame. I actually we got some cards and stuff as well. We're going to take up there because there's a young man. Once we get set up, we're going to go over to Indiana. He's got Deshaun's muscular dystrophy, and we're going to give him a nice little package of a bunch of items because we introduced him to SOM, and he's a big NAV fan. He loved it when. Trying to think of the gentleman screaming Texas, just screams Texas.
Brian
That
Rivers.
was his word.
Brian
Yeah,
Rivers. Brian Rivers.
dude, this young man, he ends up he had adopted that for a moment. So he's such a great little guy. But so yeah, we're gonna take him some gifts. What SOM your first announcing gig?
Um no.
No.
So my first announcing gig would technically be Firestar, LeBron Cozone. So I'm trained under LeBron Cozone, and I was like, "Hey, I'm interested in being a ring announcer." He was like, "All right, I'll give you an audition right now," and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And so he gave me the information that I had to say, and I had to memorize it within like 15 seconds and repeat it back to him. He was like, "All right, I'll let you do the women's match. It was Sadie versus Dream Girl Ellie. I'll let you do that." Michael Butler was sitting in the crowd that day, and he contacted me on Facebook and was just like, "I heard you at Firestar. I want to bring you over to Glory Championship Wrestling." And then that's actually when I started like getting booked and like doing stuff.
So no,
Hey,
it wasn't SOM when I
wait a
heard you
minute,
talk the first time. It was GCW. It
Yep.
was
GCW.
GCW. Yes. Yes. Okay.
Was you amazed then? I mean, at that time, were you like, wow?
Are you asking me?
Yeah. I mean,
No, no,
what?
no. As soon as she came back through the curtain, I believe that I was one of the first ones that greeted her as soon as the show was opened. And
Yeah.
I
Wow.
complimented her. I complimented her as I do. I still do all the time because, wow. Yeah.
A great friend of ours, love him to death. Guys, everybody follow this guy. Scott Larson, Doc Payne, you need announced for AEW. You got Masculus. Thank you, sir. Love you to death, man. So much respect for this
I
gentleman.
don't think he was talking
You're
about
like a
you,
brother.
Doc. I don't think he was talking about you.
Nah, he talking about me, sir. They try to get a hold of I Am Righteous. He just says he ain't physically now to get
Okay.
into
Okay.
the
So
little
now,
people
now
tag
I
team.
do have another question to ask you, Miss Charisma.
What charisma? Hey man, we just got Kyle Taylor. Charisma, what do you think of some of the great tag teams over at SOM, like the Mason Dixon line?
Uh,
She did mention you mentioned them earlier, as you said.
yeah. Honestly, like School of More in general, like their tag team division is just so strong.
Strong.
Even like whether the fans love them or the fans hate them, like that's one thing I can say I look forward to is their tag team matches. You got Mason Dixon line, you got NAV, you got the Heart Killers, you got Blanco and Ellie. Like, and then there's so many more tag teams that just come through there. I mean, it's just like the matches are amazing. They always meet my expectation and even go over it. Like that's my favorite
All right,
part.
right. Now, Mr. I Am Righteous, going over there with Nathan and Ryan.
Yeah.
What was it like to go into the door and see the kind of competition that you're going to be like, hey, this is going to get good. This is really going to get good.
I'm going to be honest with you. The first thing that came to mind was not the tag team division. The first thing that come to my mind when I walk through the doors, be it going in from the back or the front, the posters and the memories that are in that building are
Oh
just
yes,
phenomenal, just phenomenal. And then you meet the talent. You meet the cousin Franks. You meet the Dark Sways. You meet Carrie. You meet Ricky. Then you have the tag teams, the Amish. What a combination that is. Mason Dixon line, who I think are going to be big players in the
the
scheme
tag team
of
picture.
the
I will say
FOM.
picture, not just a particular promotion. I think Mason Dixon line, just as well as New Age Villains, there's going to be a bigger picture in the future for these tag teams. If you look what you see on TV now, people are becoming bored. And there is a perfect example right now. They've got a big show they're promoting, and what are they pushing? Legends,
Yeah.
legend, legends. They're counting on yesteryear. Independent's not. They've got the greatest talent out there. They really do. Miss Charisma, you sit there, in the show after show, promotion after promotion, and you're traveling at these different places. And same thing with Mr. Righteous. You travel and you go to these different promotions, you go to different shows. You are seeing such new talent and fresh talent that it's always got to be exciting for you.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think one of my favorite parts about traveling is just meeting different talents, just understanding the way that they were trained, the way that they think, their brain psychology, just learning from them in general. And it definitely keeps it exciting just seeing what kind of personas and characters that come out of them, and just it's just always entertaining for me.
I keep my eye on a lot of being here in Tennessee. I still will even when after I leave to go to Cleveland, Ohio. But I do keep my eye out, and I do watch the talent in that. Mr. Righteous. For you, NAV.
Yes.
If you could pick a tag team right now, and I don't care if it's WWE, AEW, what would be the team that you would go if this could happen? This match versus NAV. This would be to me the ultimate. Just oh my god.
Um, the dream match for NAV right now. I don't know if you've been seeing it, but it is going to come to pass. We want Ricky, and we want Kerry Morton. We were promised those guys when we showed up at Titan. We were given Black Society. The Black Society is saying, look, dude, look, we're right here. But yet, again, as I have proclaimed from this time forward, Charisma, can I ask you a question?
Of course, of course.
Okay, if you go to a restaurant and you are looking for filet mignon, and when you get there, they offer you chopped liver, are you going to be mad?
Of course. Of
Well,
course.
see, that's what it is, guys. That's what it is.
All right. So you're saying to me right here, right now,
Yeah.
that Nathan, Brian, and you,
Yes.
you want Ricky and Kerry. But see, here's my thing. I keep seeing it like sneak over to North Carolina. There's fans on here right now that I personally know. I personally know, love you guys. I personally know. I think it should happen at SOM. Fans, tell them SOM.
Okay, look.
You
look,
guys
look,
know
look.
me. You know me. I sit with you guys on weekends. I'm begging you. You tell Justin SOM, buddy. SOM. Don't let him down, man. You know that he's had the reputation for basically the most hated guy. I'm asking him for a favor, dude. I want that match at SOM, and I want it before I move it to Cleveland.
Well, okay, so
They
here's the
deserve
deal.
that match.
Here is
School
the
of
deal.
Morton. You know what? Rick comes out week after he's come out how many different times, and you've heard the words out of his mouth.
Yeah.
This is a School of Morton.
Yeah.
You look at the name out there. So, all right. Well, if that's a School of Morton, a whole deal, then I think only be justice be served at NAV versus the Mortons SOM. I think that would be the biggest. Look. I'm getting comments. They're agreeing, man. Come on, man. I
Oh,
mean, for
look, man.
sure, SOM.
Look.
NAV
What I'm
versus.
saying to
Oh,
you
come
is,
on. See, you just tricked me there.
what I'm saying to you is right now, we were promised that at Titan in North
Yeah.
Carolina, in Lincoln, North Carolina. And you know what? It's all about the opportunity. I've heard many, many times in my life, what stands between you and another man is fear and opportunity. Okay?
Oh.
So we're here for the opportunity, and we're not scared.
Read that. You better read that. Look, Mr. Larson, he coming at you. Oh my! Are you
Uh-oh.
comparing the black society to
I'm not
chopped liver?
saying that the chopped liver. Everybody says that. I'm not. I'm just comparing. I am
Thank you,
just
Scott.
comparing.
All right. Oh man, I tell you what, I'm telling you, what's that? What's going on there? Guys. There's something going on. 100%, Mr. Redneck.
Listen. Scott Larson is a perpetual. You see this? Hold on. Let me get over here. He's like this. He's always like this. He's stirring the pot.
I love it. Come on, man. Let's stir it up, man. Look, none of them are clients' boys, so he probably won't promote it. That's what they're saying.
I think it's money. I think it's money.
I think it just needs to happen. The fans want it. This business is about the fans. Matters less where it happens. We just want the match. Yes, we want the match. Oh, Mr. Nathan Cross. Awesome fella. Awesome. I mean, to get you on here, young man. Let the folks have a good time.
Okay.
Man.
Okay. Look.
So then both. Tiffany.
It is like this. You know these shows, these car shows that you go to, and they bring these prototypes out. They're like really, 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 really cool cars. Really cool cars. I mean, like they roll off a Batmobile off the assembly line, and it's for the year 2025. Well, it's like after a while, you start chomping at the bit for the car. So it's kind of like that with NAV. We want the Mortons. We were promised the Mortons back in 2019, and here it is. 2020 is already over, and
but here's the key. I'm watching these comments. I know the powers that be at SOM.
Yeah.
And so here's my question, and I'll put this to a challenge.
Okay.
The powers that be at SOM that carries a name of Morton, what would you rather have to tell your own fans in-house, no, we can't get that match and make that true when the name's on the door bearing it loud and true? Or are they going to let an outside promotion get the biggest match that SOM fans have ever wanted, ever, to go elsewhere? So I challenge SOM. I'm telling you, Justin Klein, man, for the first time ever, I'm saying, dude, if you the GM and you the badass that you say you are, buddy, I'm challenging you here right in front of all these fans. Make that match happen, dude. Make it happen. I've seen you pull hundreds out of your pocket. Have you not, Miss Charisma, bragging on his promotions? So, buddy, if it's about the money, go get us the buddies. So that's what we're calling it right there. Because I tell you what, that deserves to be at SOM. To be honest, I'm telling you, man.
Look.
Now you're saying the black out of date car, the nerve, Mister Righteous.
I can't win.
Oh man, you ain't winning with Mr. Larson tonight, sir. What's going on?
But the thing about it is, what everybody's saying is, well, you guys to do it at SOM, it's like, you're like the fan favorite over there, and Ricky and Carrie's fan favorites. So how's it going to work? It's not about good or bad, folks. It's not about good or bad. It's about, number one, taking it to the learning tree. What are we going to learn by being in the ring with Ricky Morton? What are we going to learn by being in the ring with Carrie? Because Carrie's been around wrestling all of his life.
And for a fact, Carrie has been not in the ring with one of the boys, haven't he? But didn't he do a match with, I think it was Nathan, a while back? Wasn't there a singles with him a while back? I thought I seen one of the boys have a match. It was
I remember them.
Hey, Nathan, did you have a match with Carrie at all?
They had a match with Carrie and Roman Rozelle.
All right.
So
I
that
thought
might
I
be where
remember
you're
seeing
getting
him in the
confused.
ring. I mean, Kerry is a good worker. You know,
Absolutely.
him and
And he
the
should
work
be.
that he did with Nathan was impressive. You know,
He should.
Nathan. I'd like to see that match. I just, you want it as bad as we do, and I know Nathan wants it. I know Ryan wants it, but honestly, for me, I'm sitting there still saying, man, this deservedly needs to be at SOM, wholeheartedly, dude, because
If,
to see your following there, to see how well you're loved in East Tennessee is unreal. It really
right.
is.
Right.
And just the way that they fought and the way they cheered, and even when you guys were suspended, not even in the show, man. This is why I'm saying this. Miss Charisma will agree with me. You weren't even on the roster, the card. You weren't even in attendance. That fan took NAV, New Age Villains, and dominated that whole show with nothing but wanting justice and fighting for NAV. And it didn't matter who walked out the door. It didn't matter what they kept, behave and behave yourself. It didn't matter, dude. They pounded, they pounded, they pounded, they pounded. I have never in my life seen an independent show be so caught in justification. And I'm going, show them that love, give them that moment, and I'm hearing over there and I'm going, dude, don't do that to them. You just have no idea how hard they fought. And when people can go back and watch these shows and listen to the crowd and go, oh my God, you guys, it's not just a following, man. You guys almost
It's
became,
a league. It's
you
a
know,
league. It's a league of villains. That's what they are. That's who they are.
it became so special. There's a bond, and every time I seen Nathan and Ryan around them, it's their eyes are blowing up. They're you can see just people standing there with them taking pictures, and they're alive and they're amazed. It's because these young men capture them that hard. They're so invested. Nathan, tell Mr. Righteous, SOM. Everybody at SOM, get a hold of Rick. Get a hold of Rick. You tell him you want that at home.
That's what we were promised. All right. So
I
look.
thank Nathan Cross. Yes.
All right.
My
So
favorite NAV.
now I have to go because that hot smoking wife of mine is back there in the bedroom and she is just watching TV. And
Oh,
I really enjoy the company, but I think that it's very, very romantic for me to look into the camera and say, baby, I'm ready to come back there and watch TV with you. And I love you. Now, you see that, Brian? If you would give your wife one of those, she would be like, oh my God. And look, I gave you that for free. Now, think about what you get if you take my course. That's good shit.
he's gonna go back there and read his comic books and play with his toys.
I am not.
I've
I am
seen your
not.
social media. I've seen you. Come on, you're back there laying with your little 4-foot Batman, ain't you, buddy?
Hey,
Yeah, Mr. Righteous.
Look. You don't talk about 4-foot Batman. Look at this. He's going to give you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There he is. There he is.
Snap. You can check him out. You can check him out on Instagram and Facebook. 4-foot Batman. That's the number 4 FT Batman.
All right.
It's good stuff. Good stuff.
Hey, you need to find me actually a natural replica from Gears 1. That's what I'm looking for.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll be looking for it. So anyway, look, what I'm saying is it's been a really, really good time, but I do got to go.
We had fun, and we're actually going to
Before I
throw it
go-
out to Nathan and Ryan and them, and come on, man, have some fun, talk with everybody, and there's a lot of questions we like to ask them because I like to actually hear the NAB story, man. How did they, the whole deal from them direct? How did they start?
Right.
How did this bond happen? Where did New Age Villains? What was the birth? What's the story? So I'd love to have them on. Reach out to him for us, Mr. Righteous, and tell him Doc Payne saying, "Come on down, Miss Charisma." Thank you.
Before I go,
all right, let's see. Before you
I
go,
got to get all this in. And look, I have wrote this down.
All right, you wrote it down. All right, go ahead. Come on.
Here
Get
it comes.
Pop in.
For posters, Superjaw Indie cards, T-shirts, Slam Buddies. You can see us at the show, or you can get in touch with us through Facebook over at the New Age Villains Facebook page. On social media, you can find us at New Age Villains on Facebook, Illuminating True on Facebook, and my fan page, I Am Righteous. And you can be looking for us in Lincoln on January 2nd at Excalibur Championship Wrestling, in Chucky, Tennessee on January 3rd, SOM 505 Live. January 16th, going all the way to Camden, New Jersey. Work for the EWA. And then January 23rd in Burlington, North Carolina, we're going to see you back down there at the Lucha Dome, Miss Charisma. And you can also find us most Sundays at SOM.
All right. So I tell you what, to Nathan and Ryan, we're giving you to come out and come on and talk to us and have some fun. Oh, wait a minute. Before we even go, how is this still going on? Unlimited data plans were clearly a mistake. You know what, buddy? Here's the difference. Because you try to get everything for free, you're limited 30 minutes. I pay for packages. Shut up, client. Thank you, Mr. Scott.
Wow, that's going to be a quote on Facebook. I pay for packages.
That's right. Please let my dreams come true from Tiffany Yance. We can talk with them and let them know why what they say. All right. Are you talking about the Heart Killers or Chris Phoenix yet? I tell you what. Justin Klein, you've talked about them so much tonight, and I've got Miss Charisma here as a witness, and we love her to death, and she has helped you, and she's talked so kind about you, but there's a little devil in her just wanting to break out. We all have it in us. Even Mr. Righteous even wants to, he has words for you. You'll be hearing on the third probably, without a doubt, and the fans. Charisma is the best announcer. Jack Dillon, no. But you keep talking about the Heart Killers and Chris Phoenix, so I'll tell you what. Why don't you bring on the Heart Killers and Chris Phoenix with you, and you can talk about them all you want. And what we'll do is we'll give the fans.
He's going to tell you. He's going to tell you he don't give nothing away for free. You know what he's going to say to you. He is all about the cash.
He needs to get his big boy britches on and put the Depends on and just settle back and have some fun and go on there. We'll have fun with him. We know he's scared.
I'm sure that he will. But you have to put money in those pockets because
look at there. See, there you go. There was actually right to Justin Klein that says there are better wrestlers to hear about. So even Evan Chambers, you're saying even NAV so much better than that Chris Phoenix and Heart Killers, don't you say that? Tiffany Yance, most hated Justin Klein.
All right, folks. All
right. Charisma, who is your favorite person to announce for, and why is it Chris? Why isn't it Chris? Why is it Chris Phoenix? Kyle or Tellier? Are they trying to say you have a crush on Mr. Phoenix or something? Or
I don't think that's what he's trying to say. I think he's hoping that I have a crush on him.
Is this a different profile for Chris Phoenix? Is that what that is or something? He's going under the Kyle name I'm taking? I don't know what's going on there.
That's Braden Marshall.
I Am Righteous is the best. Jordan Payne. Hey, wait a minute. All right, Mr. Payne. He's scared after what I did to him, right, Klein? By Scott Larson. Hey, Scott, he didn't even answer. Scott, he did you wrong because you said to the fans it was going to be a Q&A from Justin Klein. Every question that you asked, he didn't even answer. So that's why he won't come on here because Doc Payne will hold him accountable to answer the fans. That's what this is about. Answer them. Give them the answers. All right, what's he got to say? Just Kyle Teller, she refuses to answer this most basic question.
Okay, my favorite person to announce for is Amp Dominic, the person that Chris Phoenix will be facing.
There, you heard it.
Oh, snap.
Are you happy, Justin?
Snap.
Are you happy? You just...
Oh, my gosh. She shut you down and you're going down in flames, Phoenix.
We love charisma. We love charisma. Everybody, check her out. January 3rd, I do believe, SOM on School of Morton, 5:05 Sunday. Check it out. You're going to have NAV. Mr. Righteous is going to be themselves. Miss Charisma calling every match, announcing them all. It's going to be great, guys. Check them out. Miss Charisma, any kind of websites, and you just have a shirt. How do we get a hold of the shirt?
Yes, you can visit my website is www.nadiahhunter.com. The same way that you can find me on Facebook is also Nadia Hunter, or you can just type in charisma. My shirts are also on my website, but I prefer you message me on Facebook to receive your shirt. Um, yeah.
I tell you what, folks, this is what you're going to do. We're going to have Mr. I Am Righteous, Miss Charisma. They're going to have, I'm having them send me all the links, everything they got to get all their information. And what I'll do is we'll put it up for Family Game Society page. We'll put it up on the Doc Payne page, and we'll put it on my personal page, and we'll get everything to you guys so you guys can follow them, get their merchandise. Look at all these, great stuff that they got available. Follow the shows. You're going to have a great time. You're just going to have an awesome time. Oh, ha, ha. See, you're being mean. Is Lilia Garcia still around? Somebody told her to send me a resume. Oh, my goodness. I tell you what, Mr. Klein, I have bad news for you. See, I get to work with this young lady March 28th. You know what? I might just beg my bosses, and I'll be keeper. She'll be great for us. So keep it up, buddy. Lillian Garcia. Come on. What you see that? You see that, Mr. Righteous? Do you see that? Lillian can't even compare to charisma. We know this. You so stuck. You need to go work for WW. You know who, because they like using yesteryear too. Kylie Keller, let's get out of here, man. They don't deserve our attention. That is who I thought that was, is it not? All right, I want to look at that actually profile picture. When I jump off the show, I'm going to look that up because now I'm starting to smell a rat in the crowd here. You
Doc Payne, private dick.
That's right. You brought it out now, Justin. I'm coming for you. You messed with charisma.
Hey, Nadia, I got a question to ask you.
Okay.
There's a little restaurant there in Chunky, Tennessee. It's a Mexican restaurant. Now, I do have to ask you, how many laps can you swim in one of those margaritas?
Oh my gosh. Those margaritas are huge. I can't even drink a full one. So
What
probably
is this restaurant? What's the name?
oh, it's like a Monterey. It's like Monterey.
Yeah, something like that. Something like that.
Is it over in a plaza? It's like a store plaza?
Yes.
On
Yes.
11E. All right. I'm going to have to go check that out and get
Yeah,
some
go check it out.
It sounds like a big one.
Good.
Take your diving board and your flippers when you go, sir. Diving board and your flippers.
What attention do you guys have? Max Carnage. All right. Let's see. It's amazing. From Taylor. And no, it's not Taco Bell. Come on, Justin. You know that when you go over. You know why Justin knows we're Taco Bell. See, we already know. See, Justin, you already narked on yourself because if anybody knows anything about Greenville, Tennessee, the closest thing to Taco Bell is actually Dunkin' Donuts. So, we know why he's hanging over by Taco Bell there, buddy.
All right.
Tiffany Yachts, it's good. Evan Chambers, he getting aggravated by him. Let's see what he did. Justin Klein will not join our show because he is too scared and he won't be able to control the conversation. Oh, yeah, you know what? I can agree with you. I do recall, and this actually, Mr. Righteous, Charisma was there. The fans pushed this gentleman so hard that he got up, walked out of a live show on the dark matches. Walked out. The fans got and controlled Doughboy. So he cannot sit and say that he's in control. He lost control and the fans took control of SOM. I'll give him that. So, Evan, don't worry about Justin. Justin ain't going to come on here. Justin's going to remain scared. Chris Phoenix can hide behind his secret profile and be Justin's little buddy. We'll see what happens to them on January 3rd when they all lose. He's scared to answer the questions from NAV fans, LOL. I agree.
I agree as well.
Okay, so
Righteous, do you agree? Is he scared to answer questions from NAV? Because I tell you what, I would love to have NAV on here with Justin Klein and the two guys that he supposedly thinks it's going to beat NAV. I would imply I'd actually want that to be live. I'd actually call that on. But you know what? They're not going to take that challenge.
look, all
They're
I
still
know
going
is
to like
this.
the chip what up.
All I know is this. We dropped a promo for SAM on the New Age Villain page. And I believe that Ryan Riley said it best when he said the games are over. We're done playing with Viva Los Amish. We're done playing with Chris Django, Chris Velo, and Django.
Thank God
Tommy
he's
Dango.
And we're also done with the shenanigans of one Justin Klein. So, with that being said, I think that I can finish this off by saying this. Justin Klein, to you, sir. You better relish in the fact that Valo and Django have those championships because Sunday's coming. And when Sunday comes, we're going to walk out 3-time East Tennessee Tag Team Champions. That's not a promise. That's not a threat. That is a bona fide guarantee. Tell them, Charisma.
You have been warned.
Oh, snap! She got it right. All right, I'm out of here. Y'all have a
there
great
it is.
night.
Yes. Oh man. Oh, it's
Oh,
on.
that's
Oh.
gonna get me fired later, by the way.
No, it ain't gonna get you fired. I tell you what, you are too loved. They love you so much. I tell you what, we have had such a great time with you. Uh, you are
Thank
going
you
to
for
be
having me up here.
one day. We're going to see you in the Hall of Fame for commentary. I see it coming. You've got such a beautiful future coming ahead of you. We've enjoyed it. You're welcome back anytime. Family Game Society enjoyed themselves. I have a bunch of members on here saying that you were such a great young lady. Um, they're yeah, we're getting a lot of feedback that they're loving you. So everybody, I'm gonna have her send me the links and get everything out there to you. And I want to see one of these shirts, but I'm gonna tell you what, I'm actually looking for an autographed picture from you because we're gonna put it on our wall of fame when we set up our permanent studio.
I got
So we
you.
would love to have you on that. So January 3rd, hope to see you soon. And thank you so much, Charisma. And everybody out there, love you. Stay safe. Take care of one another, and God bless. Bye, everybody.